Welcome back, everybody. Kathy Arbor here, and today is Watercolor Tuesday. If you were here last weekend, we started off February with what I'm calling is illuminated letter, and we did this cute little one here. That was fun to do. Got some really nice different colors of gold watercolor. And today we're going to be doing this orchid. Oh, I guess I can do it from my phone. I was going to bring my real orchid down, but we can do it with the picture on my phone. Hi, Michelle. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well over there. Another cool snowy day here. That's okay. To start off this stream, I have a few little goodies to show you. Hi, Dot. Good to see you. And then after we're done the little art haul, we'll be doing this orchid. This is one of my orchids. I'll show you a picture of it. I thought it would be fitting for Valentine's. So there's the orchid we're going to be doing. It's one of my favorite ones. I love the markings on it. It's a Phalaenopsis orchid. So the flowers last for months and months and months and months. So that's what we'll be doing. That'll be a fairly easy one. Watercolors have oh no, that's so. Oh, I hate when spider mites or wood scale gets on some of them. It's like, and they're so hard to get off. Because you have to make sure you're not getting any water down in the crown of the leaves and all that stuff. Have you put some dish soap, like soapy water on them? That does help. You'll have to repot them probably because they live down in the bark and whatever medium you have in your pots. I had scale on one and I tried and tried and tried and tried to get rid of it, and then it just kept coming back. So I just got rid of the whole orchid because it wasn't worth contaminating all the other orchids. Sometimes you have to just ditch it. Yeah, sometimes you do. You don't like using insecticides and stuff, but sometimes you just have to resort to it. Not worth getting your other orchids all infected with it. Yes, I'm fine. Thanks. Got your lovely happy mail. Oh, wow. That's really fast, Dot. Holy, I didn't think it would get there for a couple weeks. You're welcome. I don't think Kathy's gotten hers yet. Hey, Janet, good to see you. Hope everything's going well. Hey, Kathleen. So I did get some goodies from Xandra, and I'm going to show that first. And I got a little bit of something from Jackson's Art Supply also, which I'm going to show you. And then we're going to be doing this orchid. I don't know if you want to see the real orchid or do you want to see it on phone. I can go get the orchid if you want. And we can paint from it live. And that's the orchid. Awesome, Janet. Good to hear. So what do you think? You want to see the real thing? Hey, Xandra, I'm going to show your my haul from your place. So what do you think? Real or picture? Or photograph, rather. Kathy B got your photo and prints. Oh, she did? Awesome. I have one of a kind that Kathy and several others all. They're all dormant at the time. Picture is fine. Okay. Real if it's not too much trouble. No, I can get it. It's just upstairs though. Just take me a second. Okay, I'll go get it. All right. Here's what we're going to do. So there's the flower. Kind of hard to put it on its side. They're gorgeous. These don't have a scent though. If you want to take a snapshot of that, you can. The roots are just bonkers, as you can see. It's getting pretty big leaves too. So we'll actually just use the photo when I'm painting though. I thought I'd show you that anyway. It's one of my favorite ones. I'm going to put this away for a minute. Oh, my son's coming home, so you'll hear. That's my dash hound. She is got the biggest yap. I swear, for a little miniature dash hound, she sure has a big bark. Hey, Kim. So I did order one of Xandra's bundles, I think she was calling them. And if you've ever ordered from Xandra, you know she's very generous. And I love your paper you always give. Unfortunately, my new puppy got a hold of it, but I managed to save most of it. So I like saving that and using it in my journals. So I did get this. I didn't get this one. This was she gave to me as a gift. And it's Marlene's watercolor, and I haven't opened it yet, so we're going to open that today and test it. And awesome, awesome stencil. Stamperia. I love this. You can actually use just bits of this. So there's many ways of using stencils. So just because it looks Christmassy doesn't mean you can't use it any other time. And who doesn't like some cracks or crackle? Fake crackle. Half a mandala. Awesome for pages. This is what I loved. Winter, because I'm Canadian. But it kind of looked, I love this part too. These are great for background here and there when you're doing background pages in your art journal, or when you want to spruce up a gel print that you've done and there's not enough on it. Just put some stamp stuff on it. Works great. And I love rubber stamps. These are really cute. Little die cuts. Quite a few different shells. I don't have many this type of thing. I never, well, I shouldn't say never, but I didn't really get into scrapbooking that much. I love the igloo. It's where a lot of people think Canadians live in these. Shells, polar bears and wolves. These are gorgeous. Little penguins. We gotta do a penguin in watercolor too. Little mini ones. Arctic world, whales, globes. I love whales. Little bits of corals, and that's cute. Little penguin. Sayings, little baby bears. Not sure what, oh, that's coral too. The different corals and different tags, whatnot. Even if you know you're using these for your junk journals, you could also scan these if you just don't use them for anything but your own personal use, and just scan them and use them if you don't want them to be dimensional. And then of course, stencils. This will be awesome. It's got the writing on it too, and the whales. More writing. The what do they call these? I can't think of the name. Oh, I used to do these in stained glass, whatever these are called again. This is kind of cool too. This reminds me of ice, or Jack Frost on the window type of thing. What are die cuts used for? They're just used for, a lot of scrapbookers used to use them to add dimension to their compass. Yeah, yeah, compass rose, I guess. Yeah, these are cute. Little, these are rice papers. Believe it or not, I've never used rice paper. So this is going to be fun for me. And thank you so much for adding so many too. Like, wow. These are going to be great for books and journal pages. I love this too. This is going to be fun to play with. Clocks. Well, who doesn't like clocks? Leonardo's work. These are Stamperias. Look at these. Aren't these cute? I love those. Also, these give you ideas on how to make your own backgrounds. That's how I think. A lot of times I'll save stuff like this as inspiration on how to do my own backgrounds. Beautiful mauve. Some cigarette or cigar bands she threw in there. This is cool. Looks like wood. More goodies from her. Little bits and pieces of napkins, different napkins I don't have. Of course, her sugar skull doll that she makes. Pineapple. And I love your card. See Clint card that she made. Isn't that cool? And her business card and another, is this a sticker, Zandra? That's cool. And I do not have any of this, so I am going to play with this for sure. That's that, I don't know if you can see it. It's got sparkle on it. It's a watercolor sparkle paper. It's got glitter on it. You probably can't see it. Very fine. Oh, what? There's no way you couldn't like it, Zandra. Good heavens. I love these. These are going to be so cool for adding to a page. I could see a face in here right now. That's me. These would be cool for adding. And then look at these. Love it. I love these stencils. Studio Light. Like, this is so great because it doesn't have the line across it, like surrounding it. So it's more of a mask. And it does remind me of bubbles on water. So you could use this for, sea type of thing and use this as the bubbles that collect when waves come in. And I love that too. Of course, I gotta love flowers, right? And it's nice. You have the mask and the stencil. And these are great. Awesome for gel prints. I like to use these as a stamp and a stencil. This is going to be really cool too. So thank you so much, Zandra, for all the extras. You are very, very generous, and I very much appreciate it. It's here in Canada. It's very expensive to ship anything. So when you get something like that as a Happy Mail, you're very, very appreciated. Oh, did you see the Twitter I sent you? I didn't know. I don't know if you watched it, but he actually has the silicone molds that you have, and he actually puts hot glue in them and uses hot glue instead of paste. I didn't know you could do that. If I had known, I would have got a bunch of those. So this is going to be fun to play with here. So I'm just going to open this. I've never had anything from Art by Marlene, and I didn't know she did watercolor. Hey, everybody that came in. Yes, I saw. Yes, I have done that with hot glue. Oh, you have? Awesome. I didn't know you could do that. I think that is really cool because I have a huge supply of hot glue. I'm going to get a little swatch card. That's cool. And a little palette. Oh, this is nice. Look at that. You get a brush pen. Little, very cool. A little palette for mixing. That's nice. That'll have to be re-wet. It just fell out. That's okay. So I want to, well, we'll swatch these too. I'm gonna actually wet those right now. We can swatch them in a little bit. Oh, they have other watercolors. And I did get a small haul from Jackson's, and it just came to the door. So they do package their stuff nice. And it didn't take hardly any time at all to come over from England. This I had to get imported because you can't find it as cheap anywhere else. I got two different types of watercolor. I saw a lot of people bragging and saying how fantastic these were. Close your eyes, Janet. And these ones are called Roman Schmal, SZMAL. I don't know if you can see that. Watercolor. Apparently they are to die for. So I got a few colors to try that I knew I would be able to use. And these ones are... And then I did get some Italian watercolor. And these apparently are single, what do you call it? Single dye, not dye, single, I can't think today. And that's what this one is. And from what I saw, people that I looked on YouTube using these were awesome. Oh, Janet, but you might. This is a really heavy tin. Oh, they give you some arches to try it out on. And this one is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 24 pan set. And this I got. And then I did get some tubes of transparent yellow, ultramarine blue, and where's the name on this one? Superior Watercolor, yeah. Oh, Rose Lake. You're melting. Look them up. Look them up. What's the name? What's the word I'm looking for? Single. There's only one number. Single. God, I can't even think. And the single pigment, I guess. They're single pigmented, which means their mixability is superb. They won't muddy. So I thought, oh, I haven't gone out and bought watercolors in ages. So I thought, I want to try these. Now, I'll only open a couple of these because I'm not going to make you people watch this. So I'll just open a couple. Oh, wow. Isn't that nice? Look at this. They actually label, they put it on the pan. That is fantastic. Wow. So and it's a nice raised. It's nice. And then these little thingies here, they fit in beside your pan to keep them snug once you're done unwrapping them. That's cool. So I'm going to open a couple of these. Let's open this one, because I don't want to lose these. So we'll open this here. And these are full pans. These were actually a really good price on Jackson's Art. And they're a full pan. You can buy the tube too, if you're a tube person. But I thought I'd try them first, see what I liked about them. And these ones are more like M. Graham because they're honey. Now they don't have a thing on the sides, but we're going to try these out. So let's get a piece of watercolor paper. I'll just try a few and then we'll go into our other stuff. All right, let's get a brush here. Some water. I'm just going to put some water in that Roman, what was it? Roman schmalt. No, yeah, schmalt. I don't know if you can see that. This one is number 344. Does it give a name color? Ocean blue. So I just put some water on the top there to soak in a little bit. And where's that other one? And we'll take this back out and just wet it. While that's sitting, I like to let them sit for a bit. We'll try these out by Art by Marlene that Sandra gifted me. These are the Fluorescents. This is gorgeous. This one, let's see, there's Danger Zone. Okay, I'm guessing this one is Cancel Tonight, the green. Wow, that's bright. These are going to be great. Sometimes you need a really bright watercolor. Yellow. Holy jeez. Wow, that is like hard on the eyes. It's so bright. Is that ever bright? Holy mackerel. This one is Poodle Skirt, maybe? Wow, that's bright too. It's like fluorescent. Well, it is fluorescent, duh. This one's, I think it's either Clearance Tonight or Danger Zone. I'm not sure. Bright, bright, bright. This looks to me like flamingo pink. This is I'm guessing this one's Cancel Tonight because it's dark. Ooh, beautiful purple. Oh, is that ever a nice purple? Wow. Get your sunglasses on there. It's not even close to how bright it is. Nice though. And they're really pigmented. They're not chalky. They're quite nice. Let's see what else. That's really nice. Wow. All right, let's try this one, Sienna. It's a nice sienna. Let's see if it moves. I'm going to do water over here. We'll see if it moves, how much it moves. Yeah, it moves. Not a lot, but it does move. This one. This one really constitutes. Ooh, nice. That's a nice color. Very pigmented. Very nice. I'm going to try this pink one. I just want to try it. I'm going to put a little smidge in here. I prefer tubes myself, but I just wanted to try the pans, see what the pink. Oh, this is a gorgeous pink. Wow. Let's take this one off. Nice pink. Very pigmented. Moves really nice. Oh yeah, it moves really nice. Oop. Very smooth paint. It's easy to make a smooth gradation. And I'm flat. I'm flat. I'm not tilted. Look at that. Very smooth, fine pigment. That is some nice, nice watercolor. Sorry, Janet. But look how smooth it was flat. It wasn't even on a slant. Oh, that is nice. I love that color. Oh boy. Okay. Well, I'm going to put those aside and I'll swatch them off. That is a really heavy duty palette. I can't believe how heavy that is. Oh, and it's got a ring on the bottom too if you want to hold it. That's a really nice palette. Put it over here. Yeah, happy days. I really like that. Oh man. Okay. Keep that with my watercolor over there. Put those aside. Okay. So I do have this one drawn up already. We might even use some pink out of that. That purple might work for this because it's very, very, very close to that color of my orchid. Let's see. And I'll bring you guys in. So you can see it's almost a burgundy purple color. It's got a little bit of yellow in the center. It's pretty white, maybe a tad pinkish because of the, see on the bottom here, it's kind of veining. There, let's see if I can, yeah, see how it veins? I'm going to put this palette under here so I can rest the book on there. Oop. Then, so what I'm going to do, I think, we have a lot of, basically, you could go in with a very subtle gray. So that's what the highlights, and it's not really a white. There's a lot of little grayish areas, and then the soft pinks. So this is going to be a fairly easy one to do. So right in here, you see it's shadowed quite a bit with that grayish tone. It's almost grayish with just a dab of pink in it. Not much. So what I'm going to do, I need this one right now. I have far too many watercolors. There's no such thing. Okay. Turn around. Come on, baby. So what I want to do is that area in here, I want to make up some kind of a grayish color. So if you have a ultramarine blue and a burnt umber, that will give you kind of a grayish color. So there I mixed ultramarine and burnt umber. It gives you this grayish color. So that should work. You just lighten it with some water. Now I want to make that a little bit red. So I'm just going to, just the tip of my brush, and add some red to that. Just a smidge, not much, a smidge. I'm going to add some water to your brush and lighten it. I should have. And then we're going to just, it has, that petal kind of folds back. So that's why you see the shadowed marks in it. And I'm just going to blend it out to nothing, going up near the top. just clean water on my brush. And you can put a few strokes on this side too. There's an area right in here by the other one. It's a little bit darker. So I'm going to have that a little bit more concentrated in pigment. A little bit more down there. When I look at this side, it's fairly dark in here. So I'm going to take a little more pigment on my brush, not watering it down, because it's fairly dark in here, this area. And then there's these little ripples. Along the edge of the petal. And I can just walk that out with some lighter blending of just water. There's a little bit in here. This is much lighter though. Just pay attention to the where you see little differences. You don't have to make it exact, but try and even squint your eyes. Sometimes you'll see it better if you squint your eyes, if you're having a hard time distinguishing where they all are. Or you can make a black and white copy also. This one here, down here, is very dark. So I'm going to just use this dark color through the whole thing. And then this here is a little bit lighter in here than this side. So I'm not going to cover all of it, just a portion of it. From what I'm seeing, it's kind of bowl shaped, a little darker in the center, and then just lighten those edges up with clean water. Like that. And along here, it's fairly dark because it's starting to curl a little bit. And right in here, let's see, about there. Like that. And then along here, there's those little ripples. So just a few dots. Don't make them like little soldiers and all in a line though. Have some smaller, some taller, some gathered together type of thing. And then I'm just going to put some water over it. just to lighten that up a little bit. That. And this can be smoothed out a little bit. Now I'm just using scrapbook paper, or not scrapbook paper, sketchbook paper. So it's a little harder to get my edges smooth. But you can do it depending on the paper you're using. Hey, Candy. Okay. Now, down in the middle here, it's fairly dark. So this part, I call it the nose. On one side, it's a little darker. And down in here, it's really dark, quite dark. We'll make this another color, but I'm just going to darken that area anyways. And right in here, there is a bit of white, so I'm just going to put this color in there for now. I know it's fairly dark. And yeah. Okay, so I can, these are the buds. The buds are, I don't have any on this. I just added some. They're usually a nice kind of a hooker's green, maybe a little bit darker on the stem. I might add some Daniel Smith Green Apatite Genuine to it, just to put it a little bit on the olive side. And I'm just going to put a base coat of this on. I'm just using the tip of my brush. A lot of times you can just get away with using one medium-sized brush. And I'm just going to bring it up into the bud. And at the base of the flower bud, it's usually a little bit darker. So you can put some of that in there. Just on the very bottom. And then before it dries, just blend that out a little bit so you don't have a hard line. I just thought this one would be kind of nice for Valentine's. Don't know. You guys, some people don't celebrate Valentine's. I think it's kind of a nice thing. I'm not in for the buying aspect. I just think that sometimes it's nice just to give your partner a little bit of a reminder that how they feel, especially these days. Okay, so I'm going to use a little bit of leaf green by Da Vinci. It's a nice bright green. Usually the buds are kind of this a little bit brighter on the ends. And I'll just mix that in with the other green. It's still a little bit wet. that. If I don't know that he loves me on January 18th, he doesn't need to show me on. That's true. Very true. But you know what? Sometimes people get, what do you call it? Comfortable. And it's nice. It's nice sometimes. Mind, you don't need a specific date. Just a little something here and there. You always get it. You're always getting coffee and everything from, you're very lucky. Very lucky. And I know you know that. Okay, so I'm going to dry this before I continue because I don't want to disturb any of it. Yes, complicit. Kathy, is there a traceable for this one? I just did it off the whim. I haven't had time to do that, but I will make one up and put it on the members page for you. This one's fairly easy, so I should have it up by tonight for you. All right, so let's do a little bit of that purple. Let's see, I'm just going to check this other one. Will this be the right purple? Can I use that? It's very close. Needs a little bit of pink in it. Could actually put some pink in this purple. Let's try. See what we can do. You never know until you try. We could actually mix the blue and the green, or the blue and the pink. Let's see what we get. That's a nice color. That's nice. Let's try it. This is your book that you work in. Sketchbook, watercolor journal. This is where you learn. So just play with stuff. Let's try this. So right in here will be fairly bright. You can darken as we go. But I know this part was fairly pink. And I like it for that. Let's see. Now, what I'm going to try, have one of these, whatever you call them, I'm going to take and put some lines in. So I'm going to emboss some line work in here. And what happens when you do this is that the pigment will fall into those lines and make it darker. And that way you don't have to worry about doing that fiddly line work with a paintbrush. Now you could use watercolor pencils if you wanted to, or you could just use a pen afterwards. But it's fun to try this. So let's get this pinky. Let's see what happens. Right in here. Might not work. Oh yeah, it's working. There's a pinkish area here that's got the lines in it. I'm going to do this here too. This was fairly pink. I'm going to do the whole thing. Now when you go over a gray color, it's just going to darken your pink, and that's fine. I can always go back and paint these darker if I want. This is just the first coat. I don't want any pooling though. Then I just take, now there's kind of a fairly distinct, it's not as smooth on the edge here. But I'm going to put a little bit in here, smoothing, just in certain areas. I always got flowers from my husband on Valentine's Day, but he would also get me flowers every once in a while for no. Oh, that's nice, Kathleen. There's a little bit of that up in here too, but it's more just the veining is colored. So there's a little bit on here too. Let's make some more of that up. I think it's a little bit more pinky there. So there's just a bit on the bottom part here and there. And it's kind of blends out into the bottom area. And there's a little bit on this one, kind of on the bottom part too, and I'm just going to dab. And then there's some that goes up there, and then around, and then just soften it with a little bit of water. Like that. Maybe a few on here. Soften. Oop. Okay, so see the little areas up there? Now you could take a very small brush And do that. I'm just going to take the tip of my brush and throw some of these in. I'm not going to be exact, but I'm just going to put a few of these in. Just very, very, very lightly. Try and just skim it. I don't want them real thick. And then just put some water over it and it'll soften up a bit. All right, now for these areas, I think I'm going to have to mix up a fairly dark, almost a maroon color. So I'm going to have to use, let's see what we got. I think Winsor Newton Quin Magenta would probably be the closest color. So let's see that. I'm going to put it in here. And I want it fairly thick in pigment. And I'm not going to be exact, but they're more a definite dot. See if this is going to be dark enough. I might have to do it even darker. Probably darker. So to make that darker, I'm going to add a little bit of alizarin crimson in there. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. I'm just using the very, very tip of my brush. Holding my breath. Now there's a little, that's brighter pink in there. I'm just going to do the darker dots right now. So I'm just more or less just dotting. That's all it needs. So you can when I do the drawing, I will upload a picture of this too, so you can use it. You can do the exact dot pattern if you want. Each flower is different though, so it's not totally needed to do the exact dots. Just look at it and take a look. Is there a pattern that's on the whole flower? There's not really. There's different size dots, but I don't think you need to be concerned about if they're all exact. There are some lighter ones. You can do those later. Just put the bigger ones in. Some are a little more bunched up. There's a fair amount in here. So just take a look, see how they're clustered. And that way you won't, sometimes you have a tendency to put things in a row. So this way you won't do that. they're a little more round, so I guess I better make them a little bit rounder. Some areas. There's quite a few little ones in here. In the pink part. More in here. Just have fun with it. Don't stress over it. This is a good one because there is no definite pattern. So there's no real wrong way of doing this guy. It's more clustered in here. Put some more in there. Smaller as they went out. And this one just has a couple on the bottom here, not much. A few tiny ones. Now let me as well top. Well, I guess we can do bottom over here. It's got a bigger one right there, little one. That. A little more. So this was Winsor Newton Quin Magenta and M. Graham Alizarin Crimson mixed together to get this color, if you're wondering. It's more of a maroon color. A few more smaller dots up here. Some are interlocking each other. Just play with it. I could actually use a spotter brush, which would probably be a little easier, but this is good practice also to use the tip of your brush. Quite a few gathered up in here, interlinking together, clustered. They're a little more rounded, I guess, so they don't have a lot of rough edges. So that's what I look for when I'm doing this type of work. Is it round mostly, or are they rough looking? And they're mostly round. Do get a little bit smaller as they go to the outer edge of the petal. So you do that. I think this needs to be a little bit more condensed on the edge here. A little more in here. But it's not exact, but it's a good I can't talk. Representing the breed of it, or this one here. Got some on there. One here, not as much though. This one's kind of a little more sparse apart, I guess you could say. There's some really condensed ones in here though. Don't make them all into a line though, because then it won't look natural. Let's see. Some there. You out here. And the thing is, don't rush. So when you rush, you can notice it in your work. Just take your time. That's what it's for, to enjoy your creation of doing. So enjoy what you're doing. Relax, put on some nice music, cup of coffee, tea, whatever. Just sit back and relax. Little dabs on the edges. One in here. And then right in here, in this lip area, it's going to be almost black. So I could actually add more, maybe alizarin crimson to it. gets quite dark in here. And right in here. This area is dark also. And this can be blended out though. It's more smooth. It's not a definite. I'll catch the replay. Enjoy the rest. Thanks, Zandra. Have a fantastic day. And then the, I don't know what you call those spiky things on the ends. They can be darker. A bit darker on the edge here. That. And let's see. You could use more veining. So I'm going to take some of that pink that we made up and do a little bit more veining. Now you could take a colored pencil, pen, marker. Hey, Joan. And this can be a little bit darker in here too. And I'm just going to wet and smooth that out. That, and let's see. I'm going to put a little bit of blue with this, make it darker. Let's see what we get. More on the purple, but I just want to darken this in here. It's fairly dark, so if you add a little bit of purple, that'll darken those areas up for you. Right in here too. Those spots are quite dark in here because it's kind of in a little tunnel. And a little bit of that pink on the top part here. There's these little ribs. I'm going to add a little bit. here. And it has a smidgen of yellow. So I'm going to take some of this yellow here. This is the Henza yellow. And I'm going to dab it in. Let's see, where is it? Right in here. Just a very small amount. And it'll brighten up that a little bit. Very, very small amount that you'll see. And a little bit shadow. Shadow on that nose part is a little bit darker. Okay, so let's give that a dry, and then we can put a little bit of a wash on too. Hey, Anna. Thank you. All right. We can probably darken up a little bit of that green on the stem now. So I'm just going to put a little bit of shadow underneath this part of the flower area. Blend it in as you go. You don't want really hard edges. So this is the Daniel Smith Green Appetite Genuine that I'm using. And this is where the petals kind of close together, so there'd be a little bit of a shadow under there. So put some of that in there too. And on this top part, just a bit, not as much. And then we'll put a highlight also on there, maybe underneath, just to show that it's round shape. Okay, and I'm going to add a little bit more of that first mix we made with the burnt umber and the French ultramarine blue, that grayish color. And I'm just going to put it under here a little bit more, just so that it shows up that other leaf. I find it's just a bit too similar. It needs to be darker. Because that would be darker there. And right in here too, we had some. Can be darker. Just along the very edge of the petals. That. You have to be careful you don't mess up the red in it. Up in here a little bit. Yeah. And I think this tongue part, or whatever it's called, sorry I don't know the terms. Probably should, I grown off of them. A little darker in there. A little bit too pinky for my liking. There we go. That can be darker. All right, so that looks pretty good. Now, I want to put a little bit of highlight on it, so I think I want a little bit of gouache. And just along the top here, it'd be a little bit lighter. And could probably put a little bit of water on your brush. Just lighten this area here. It'll take on the color of the watercolor that's there, but it'll lighten it at the same time. So there was a little area right in here, right about there. There. Just dabbing. Little nose. There is a white little rim on parts of this too. So I'm going to take that off so it doesn't dry. This is poster paint. It's very similar to gouache. And let's see. Oh, yeah. I forgot. I have my white ink now. Let's try it with the nib. Where did I put it? Where did I put that nib? I had one out. Oh, there it is. All right. So, ink. Oh, there it is. So I want to just outline that one area. This is Zig Ink. And it is permanent when dry. A lot of cartoonists use this apparently, and it's one of the better flowing inks apparently. This is a very small. Let's see. Pens. I'm not sure. I haven't used pens in a long time. Come on. Very, very tiny lines. There we go. Hey, Jen, good to see you. There's the line on it. I think that's all it needed. All right, so I got the yellow, a little bit more yellow right here. There, it's better. Actually, some over here in between those, wherever they are. That's better. Thanks, Joan. All right. Okay, so let's dry that. And we could probably rub the outside line of the drawing off. So as you can see, you don't need to put a whole lot of the gray color on to make it look white. Eraser. There it is. Okay, let's see if we can rub this off. Some of it, just along the edge. Clean it up a little bit. Just makes it look a little more delicate looking when you don't have a hard edge on. There. Now, if you wanted to, you could actually do the background if you wanted to. I like it just the way it is. I like it how it disappears into the background a little bit. So I don't think you need a whole lot of back. This is more on the botanical illustrative side, I guess you could call it. But it didn't take long to do, so I will draw out this again for you and download the picture of my orchid. So if you weren't here, this is the orchid we were drawing from. And then I will probably have it on the member site on Patreon and YouTube member site by this evening. And then you can give it a try yourself. So I think that's it. If you have any questions, let me know now. Or if you want to see something, we did do some swatches. This is art by Marlene, Fluorescents. They're very fluorescent and very pigmented. I was very impressed. These are really nice. I like this. This is the Roman Schmaltz watercolor. Come on. There we go. Very nice watercolor. Really good price on Jackson's Art if you're interested. And the other one was the, where did I put it? This single pigment watercolors, which are beautiful to work with. You don't get muddy colors when mixing. A little bit expensive, but I thought I'd try it. I saw a lot of people using them, and there was a good prices on Jackson's Art. They do blend gorgeous. This was in one brush stroke. So the blendability is gorgeous on this watercolor. It is quite different from my spy. Yeah, they're all different. Though I have, there's, well, you know, there's thousands. Thousands. I have a new one just about to bloom, and I haven't seen it bloom before. So I'll probably post that when it starts to bloom. And it's a miniature one. Can't remember the name of it. Mini something. Mini Mite or something like that. Thanks, Michelle. Thanks, Joan. So if there's no questions, I'll let you guys go, and hope you get your sketchbooks out, your watercolors, journals, whatever you've got, and give this a try. Or just wherever you're sitting right now, doesn't matter what it is that's close to you, pick it up and draw it. And then paint it. Just try. That's all you have to do. And if you do that every day, and it doesn't have to be a long 2-hour drawing or painting, just draw every day, paint some of them with just a wash. It doesn't have to have multi-layers, and you will see a difference in a month of your drawing abilities and your painting abilities. I promise you. You just have to do it. So hope to see you guys on Thursday, and enjoy the beautiful day. It's sun's starting to come out here, which is nice, and have a fantastic rest of the week. Bye for now.